Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 7.7 part number 2. We're going to start that. Again, we're taking our slopes and y-intercepts and so on and going to the next level. And in this particular case, the reason I'm breaking it up is now we're going to start talking about, we're still going to graph an equation. But in this case, you'll notice it is not in slope-intercept form. It does not say y equals mx plus b. So my hint for you, and you'll see it up here, is you need to solve this equation for y first before you do anything down here. So I need to get y on one side of the equation by itself and everything else on the other side. Well, how am I going to do that? Well, going back to our solving of equation steps, okay, I need to get rid of this plus 2x. It says a positive 2x. So in order to do it, I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides of this equation. Okay, so 2x minus 2x, well, those cancel out. I have y. And in this particular case, I'm actually 2 minus 2x. We can't actually put those together. So that would be 2 minus 2x. But I'm going to reverse this order just because I like the mx plus b order. So I'm putting the x term in front. So this will be a negative 2x plus 2, because this 2 is a positive. So now you'll notice this is now in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. So my m in this case is a negative 2, which if we do that is a fraction, so we have our rise over run relationship. It will be negative 2 over 1, and our b is a 2. So now we have our slope and we have our y-intercept, and we can go ahead and graph this equation. So step 2, plot b. So my b is a 2. Okay, so my y-intercept is a 2. My rise over run relationship, rise over run, so I'm going to start at b. My rise is a negative 2, so I'm going down 2. My run in this case is a 1, so to the right 1, and so my next point on this line will be there, and then down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over, and you can keep doing that as long as you need dots. Okay, again, we can do this backwards. To the left 1, up 2. If we're going the other way, to the left 2, up 1. You'll notice I have all of these dots that are in a straight line, and I will take a straight edge. In this case, I have my line tool. I'll use my line tool. You may have to use a straight edge to draw a line through all of them. And let me go ahead and put arrows on this particular end here, because it does go that direction forever. And so there we go. We have our equation, or our line for our equation drawn on a graph. All right, let's do another one. Y equals mx plus b. This is not in y equals mx plus b format, so we need to get it there, which my y is over here, which I got to get rid of the plus 30. So I better subtract 30 from both sides of my equation. 30s cancel. And now in this case, 15x minus 30, well, I can't put those together in a single term because they are of unlike terms, but I can write that out as 15x minus 30. Okay, so what is my m? Well, my m is the thing multiplied by x, so this is 15 over 1. And my b is a negative, that we're going to treat that as a negative 30. Okay, so now the issue in this particular case is how do we scale our graph? Because in the previous ones, obviously because I didn't label them, sorry, actually I will go back to the notes of the previous one. This one here we had, which you have this completed though, we were going by ones and so on. In this particular case, let me get to it, we're not going to be able to go by ones. It's not necessarily going to fit in the graph. Okay. But what I can do along the x-axis, because my run is going by ones, I am going to go by ones on my x-axis. So there's 5 going to the left, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Now I'm going to make the y-axis convenient for myself. Now understand, the y-axis does not have, because I went by ones here, the y-axis does not have to go by ones. Because my rise is going by 15s, I'm going to use that to my advantage. 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, and so on going up, negative 15 going down here, right? Negative 30. That's supposed to be a 3. Negative 45. Negative 60, and so on. So I can use, knowing what's going to happen in my graph, I can use that to my advantage. All right, so now that I have the scaling, I can go ahead and I can place my dots. All right, so again, plot B, it is a negative 30, so I will go down here to negative 30, and I will plot my dots. Now my rise is 15. My run, that's supposed to say rise. My run is a 1, so I need to go up 15 and to the right 1. Well, from here, up 15, 1 unit in this case is 15, to the right 1. Because as I go to the left and right, that's only 1. Up 15 over 1. Up 15 over 1. So in this particular case, I'm using my scaling to help me do the placing of my points accurately, and that way I don't have to count up by ones and go from 1 to 15, and then, because it just wouldn't fit in my graph. So I need to think about it, and how can I make that fit on my piece of paper. And there we go, we're done, at least on that one. Alright, so now we are going to go the other way. Okay, we are going to take a line and go to its equation. So now, here's how we do it. The first thing is to find the slope. And so in order to find the slope, and this, if I have the graph, and we did this a little ways back, I need to find 2 points that fall on the graph. Okay, so there's one and there's another. Now, if I have the graph, all I have to do is find my rise-run relationship. Okay, so my rise in this case is a 2, my run is a 3, so that gives me a rise of 2 over 3, right? Rise over run. Okay, so there is my my slope. So in my equation, y equals mx plus b, I already know now that my m is a 2/3. So y equals 2/3 x. Okay. My b is where the line crosses the y-axis. Well, in this case right here, that is my intercept, and you'll notice 1, 2, 3 crosses the y-axis at 3. So my b has to be a positive 3. So here is my equation. This is a line that crosses the y-axis at 3 and has a slope of 2 to 3, of 2/3. It goes up 2 units for every 3 units it goes to the right. All right, let's do it again. Find the slope, first of all. So the slope in this case, and again, I need 2 points that fall in the line, and this I'm going to go with, just for the sake of picking it, I'm going to go for that one and that one. Okay, now my rise in this particular case, you'll notice goes down. So my rise, in my relationship of rise over run, my rise in this case is a -1. My run, to get from, again, horizontal distance here, to get from -5 to 0 in this case, that is a change of 5 units. So in my equation, my m, y equals mx plus b, my slope is a 1/5 times x. Okay, and then again, my b, my y-intercept right here, right there it is a +1, so +1. So there you go. There is your equation for this particular line. It is a line that crosses the y-axis at 1, and it goes down by 1/5. So it goes down by 1/5 every unit, or it goes down 1 unit for every 5 units we move to the right. And there we go. And that gets us to the end of this particular 7-7 section. And so obviously things that you are tripping on, you need to come see me. I can help you out. So otherwise, good luck.